What's up, Hustle fam? Welcome back to the Holeshot Hustle podcast. I'm your host, Logan Maurer, and today's episode is Street Fire.
That's right. We're hyped to welcome the one and only 9-year-old shredder, Sierra Bull, and her dad, Tron Bull. And get this, she's not just our youngest guest, she's also our very first 65 youth racer to hit the hustle.
That's right, but first a word from this week's show sponsors. This episode of the Holeshot Hustle is brought to you by Lake Racing MX School, where bad habits get broken, fundamentals get dialed, and winning becomes second nature.
Owner and operator Jordan Lake has over 16 years of professional motocross racing experience. We've seen him all summer at the Carbon Emery MX Series working hard behind the scenes, keeping race days smooth, and always giving back to the kids.
Now he's sharing that experience with riders of all levels. Jordan focuses on safety, proper bike setup, and corner speed because, let's be real, jumps are for show, but corners are for the dough.
Training happens at the Buckskin Hills Motocross Complex in Vernal, Utah. You can bring your crew to him, or he can travel to you. And at just $25 an hour with a 4-hour minimum, it's some of the best coaching value you'll find anywhere.
So if you're ready to build confidence, ride safer, and get faster, hit up Lake Racing MX School today. Jordan Lake is the real deal, and we're proud to have him sponsoring this episode of the Holeshot Hustle.
And by Carbon Emery MX, a brand new motocross series featuring tracks on the eastern side of Utah.
We've had the chance to check out their races this summer, and it's been an awesome experience. We've gotten to see new tracks and meet lots of really good folks as well. This series even draws races from Wyoming and Colorado, giving it a real exciting regional vibe.
From minis to big bikes, Carbon Emery MX is building opportunities for riders of all ages and skill levels to line up, drop the gate, and be part of something special.
Whether you're a racer, a parent, or just love motocross, it's cool to watch this new series grow alongside all the other great racing here in Utah.
Carbon Emery MX, new tracks, new challenges, and new racing opportunities.
Today we've got our youngest guest ever in the studio, and trust me, you're going to want to turn this one up, literally. But don't let her soft-spoken voice fool you. Sarah's an absolute savage on the track. We're talking Holeshot Hustlin, triple jump sending, boy beating straight up mini class Menace.
And the crazy part is, that killer instinct, it showed up early. We're talking full-on fire burning to win, even before most kids can tie their shoes. Sierra doesn't line up just to be another girl racer. She lines up to beat anybody in any class.
Her dad, Tron, has a rad philosophy too. While a lot of other folks get wrapped up in lap times, trophies, and results, he's all about the long game, technique, mindset, and health. He wants Sierra to learn to become a complete racer, not just a fast lap.
And that means chasing the toughest competition where they can find it. If the fastest kids are in Texas, they're in Texas. If the fastest kids are in Cali, they're in Cali. They're not afraid to go where the heat is, and Sierra brings it every time she lines up.
So buckle up, because this episode is all about what it takes to turn raw talent, crazy competitiveness, and next-level mindset into a force on the track. Let's dive into episode 11 with 9-year-old Sierra Bull.
Let's go.
I think that's as low as it can.
Yeah, that's as low as it gets. That's
Okay,
all
I'll
right.
just sit.
All right.
We might be able to get you a pillow or something to sit on if you wanted to try that.
No, okay. It'll be fine.
All right.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you bet.
How was the drive from St. George? Windy out there today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourself and just like maybe just kind of a synopsis, a little bio maybe?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I'm Sierra Bull, and I ride motocross.
You ride motocross? How old are you, Sierra?
9.
9. How long have you been racing?
Since I was 3.
3?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
How'd you first get into dirt bikes?
My brother,
What's your brother's name?
Wyatt.
How old is he?
He's 16 now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And you saw him and that inspired you to start riding, huh?
He did quads, too.
Oh, really? Nice. What was your first dirt bike?
It was an O-set.
That's one of those electric ones, right?
It's like an electric trials bike is what it looks like. That just happened to have a 12-inch to saddle height off the ground. So at 18 months old, we had tried her sister on a PW. And we didn't know any better and put training wheels on it, and that was a big mistake. So we learned.
Big mistake because it took her longer to learn to ride?
Yeah, because it basically bad habits forming immediately where you can lean on the wheel as you're going around a corner. So you're leaning the wrong way in a corner. You're leaning out instead of in, right?
Yeah.
And they would eventually cause havoc and wrecks and break them, and I'm welding them back together. And so we learned a lot, you know. And with Sierra, I said, hey, let's try one of the, the biggest thing is being able to stop and touch the ground. So let's try the O set there. Saw one in a shop. And we did not put any training wheels on it. Just went like turned it down like a strider. So she could walk beside it and feel the throttle, but it was on a rheostat. So you could set the speed and just kind of where she could feel it. And then pretty soon when she started to try to put her feet on, I just put the pegs back on.
Nice.
And went. So no training wheels. Then she started stealing her sister's bike. So I took the training wheels off, which her sister was very mad about. But after about 2 weeks, she decided it was okay. So, and then I had to buy her a PW as well, so they wouldn't be fighting over the other one. So, anyway.
What's your, you've got a sister. What's your sister's name?
Dakota.
Oh, okay. And she rides too?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as serious as you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking to you, Tron, ahead of the show, you guys live in St. George right now, right?
Yeah.
But you're not originally from St. George. So where were you when you started riding?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Wow.
Sierra was Louisiana. Yeah.
I spent some time in Austin. I spent about 5 or 6 years in Austin. So kind of close maybe, but
Not too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 hours. We were going to Tyler to go to Swan for higher competition. That was about 6 hours from where we lived. Be about the same to Austin.
Is that where, I didn't know that's where Swan was. I've never been there.
Swan's in Tyler. So Dallas itself is quite a motocross hub, about 50 to 100 miles outside of downtown, all the way around. I mean, Oak Hills to the north, Freestone to the south, Swan to the east. I forget the other little track over there, Riverdale or something to the west. But there's a big, huge ring of tracks and training facilities. Tapped House and stuff like that.
I remember Tapped House was
Right.
there.
Yeah, Tapped House.
Yeah, and now the Sonoma MX and them, they're all kind of in that southeast of Dallas area right there.
And did you guys get down and ride all those tracks too?
We've rode quite a few of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, Louisiana had quite a few tracks actually, and we
Really?
lived 20 minutes from a place called Full Throttle, 20 minutes from Arcola MX, Wildwood, probably the biggest, best track in Louisiana. 35 minutes away or so from our house.
Oh, wow.
Levi Kitchen, that's where he was holed up.
Is that right?
Yeah, before he went pro. He stayed the winter there. 'Cause it's an inexpensive place. I don't know if that's why he was there, but it was definitely not as expensive as some of the other places. Great track. Farm 14, just up the street from there, just across on the Mississippi side. So we were about an hour from Farm 14 maybe or so.
Wow.
So there's a lot of tracks in that area where we had a home track. She's riding at home. We'd go out 3, 4, 5, 10 times to different practices at different tracks. And before we'd even race. And but then after she started kind of, being fairly dominant at local races, we're like, okay, we got to step up. So we'd go to Texas to do that, or Florida, but Texas was pretty close and good competition there. So that's why we ended up riding a lot of tracks in that area. Three Palms down by Houston. Three Palms was probably 5 hours away, 4.5, 5 hours away. Have you guys ever been to Three Palms?
We've never,
No.
I don't think we've ever rode anywhere east of the Rockies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
unfortunately.
Three Palms has 5 or 6 tracks in the facility, and a jet ski lake, and a boat dealer, and a football field. Like, it's a action sports compound. right?
Gotcha.
And that was where she did her first training, where she trained with somebody for 3 days.
Oh, okay.
And she really kind of took that to heart, like, oh, okay, this is how you get better, right? So she kind of brought those techniques home, sit there and break down her own track, into sections and work her own sections and stuff. And so, yeah, we ended up riding in Texas a lot. But go ahead.
But you had a home track.
Yes.
Any crocodiles or alligators on it?
Yes.
Yeah, there were.
I think so.
You had to watch out for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like a little pond with 1 in there maybe.
Gotcha. Wow.
Where was your first race at?
I think it was at Wildwood, maybe.
Probably one of your first bigger races, actually. The very first time you raced was actually, what the heck's the name of that town? But it's in central Louisiana, and FVF was the name of it at the time. I don't know what it's called now. I think it changed hands. But I called that we were going over there because her brother was in a series, and the next race was there. And I called the track owner, which we knew. And I said, hey, Sierra really wants to race. I'm like, she's only 3 years, 2 months old, or 3.5 years old. And he goes, is she got the cojones to line up? I'm like, yeah, I think she does. And he goes, that's fine by me. This is no AMA race, right? I'm like, okay, let's go. So she took her junior and hit it. And that was her first race. But most of her races were at the other tracks a little closer to us when we were first starting out for her.
Do you have any good memories of your first race?
No, I can't remember.
A little too long ago.
Yeah.
You were on your junior, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
She
I was.
She only raced at PW once or twice in like a little kiddie race.
But I got on my junior when I was like 4.
Mm-hmm. A little before you were 4. First time she rode the junior, you were actually about 2 weeks shy of your 3rd birthday, so you were still technically 2 years old, and rode the junior.
And did your sister race with you as well?
Yes, sometimes I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think she raced with me. She was better than me at the time then.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But now I'm better than her.
Oh, I was gonna say at the time. Now you've topped her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've trained a little bit harder.
Is that right?
She just likes fun racing.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
But I'm serious about it.
It sounds like it. You're a killer. I've seen you down at Mesquite. I've seen you out there with the A class, the minis and stuff. And you, I remember I when I first saw you this last winter series down there, I was like, who is that number 3 kid?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they are fast. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a girl.
Yeah.
And you were ripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have one of these memories of that, me sitting at the line, going out for practice, just see this number 3 kid. I didn't know that was you. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, she won the area qualifier in the mod and the stock class there. Obviously some home field advantage, but she's done good at other AQs. We did some out in Cali too. So.
And you can't escape the fact you're wearing a little brace or a cast there on your hand. You want to tell us what happened there?
Oh, so I was hitting a big triple. It was like a 90-footer. And I was trying to clear it, and I was right there. So the 3rd time, I hit a big kicker, and it knocked me sideways in the air. And then I landed really crooked, and then I flew a long distance, and then I broke my wrist.
Wow. Where was this at?
Paris.
Oh, okay. Was it that big? Was it that big table in the back?
No, it was where you get in. You could see it from there. It's a big triple.
And did you have to go? Yeah, I guess you went to the hospital down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How was that experience?
Hated it.
Yeah. I saw on Instagram you were rallying though. And your dad says that you were pretty bummed out. You weren't going to make practice the next day. Yeah.
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 I was sad. I wanted to ride.
Yeah.
She'll ride every day if you give her a chance. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys have a place that you practice down in St. George?
No, not really. I mean, we go out to Werner Valley sometimes and stuff, which it's a little tricky. I took her to the dunes, put a paddle on the back. She kind of was like, oh, this is cool. This is new. I think one of the hardest things for her at maybe her age is to realize that you can go out there and get a little turn track going and make some progress. To her, I want big jumps. I want competition. I want my buddies there. I want to beat somebody, right? So, and I think she'll get there, but that is a trick with the home tracks or just free riding areas. If excuse me, if you're a competitor, you want to compete, right? To her, she likes to train with 4 or 5 fast kids out in Cali, but they're competing while they're, if she can pass somebody, she's happy about it,
Right.
even during training. So, I mean, I know they're supposed to be all focused in and this and that, but if she gets a chance to pass somebody or not let anybody pass her, that's better.
Yeah. We fought that with Warner too. I don't go down there very often. Logan will say sometimes he wants to go down there, but my experience with him is similar. Like we'd go down there, and since we weren't really going down with anybody, pretty quickly he was bored and same thing, And
Well, if you're a track kid, you're a track kid, right?
Yeah.
Because a track kid wants to see if they can. One, the jumps are exciting, right?
right.
There's stuff going on. Dozer's over there crushing or whatever. You got your buddy over there who just did something crazy. That excitement of the entire thing, right? And that's not there in Warner Valley, right?
Yeah.
Unless there was 100 kids out there all ripping and trying to beat up on each other, or
That'd be
just
nice.
right. See, then that'd be nice, right? Because for her, the competition's the thrill of it.
I really like the competition.
So it sounds like you're a little bit of a track snob like Logan then. What's your favorite track that you've ever rode?
Probably Bunker Hill.
What makes that your favorite?
I like that there's an uphill triple on it. I like that part of it.
You're going clear to the top, I imagine. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a triple, and I'm hitting the whole thing.
When was your first time hitting that uphill triple?
Probably a few months ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This first race that they had there?
I think it was. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because we heard some other boy dads making comments to their kids about, you better hit that because Sierra's already got that down.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, and of course they did. Yeah.
I was probably the second one to hit it. First
you?
one, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know either. I heard some rumors about it.
How did that make you feel?
Really good.
Yeah.
Because I was beating all the boys.
I think that's one of those rite of passage jumps in the RMX series, that you've got that one. Every 65 kid wants to finally clear that.
Yep.
And then it used to be in Mesquite too. Do you guys remember when the track was going the other way?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the gravity cavity?
It was much
I would
better
say
that
that
way.
was the gravity cavity was a big one.
She was the first one. The kids were jumping the cavity, but the next one after it, when clear back on e-bikes, she was the first one to clear that second one.
Gotcha.
And then Jet showed up and he did it too. But then all of a sudden that became a thing, right?
Yeah.
One kid does it and the snowball starts. It doesn't even matter who does it. Just you notice that like if all the kids that are close to each other, they're not very far behind because they're like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep up if I'm not hitting that. Right.
Right.
So probably why we were trying to hit the 90 at Paris. We're like, all right.
Because we have to beat everyone to win.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the attitude.
You gotta do different things to win.
That's true.
Did you always believe that you could beat all the boys on the track?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say she kind of considers herself more of a racer than a girl racer. A lot of girl racers are stuck in that mindset of like, I'm racing the girls and the boys is an extra class, but I'm not worried about how I do. We were always avoiding the girls class, trying to become the best rider we could, regardless of gender. Just saying, hey, you want to be a better motocross rider. And I think that's a new thing. There's no doubt, like Yumina, Sierra, Reagan, there's definitely a new thing going on where girls at a younger age have decided to become great racers rather than just be in the girls class and be satisfied with that.
Have you raced Reagan?
Yes.
Yeah?
I've gotten a lot better than her because I've been training a lot, but she's still pretty fast.
But she's really fast. She had her covered the last couple times at 65. She's really been focusing on her at 85. That's not to take anything from Reagan. Reagan's fast.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Soon I'll get in the 85, and then I'll probably.
You're beating her on the 65?
Yeah.
Wow.
But probably I
Last
might.
couple times she faced her, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like at what's it called? Glen Helen. I was beating her for the first couple laps, and I took a bad line, and then she got me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, we're even.
And we haven't beat you in on 65. Menace fast. She got her on a 50 a few times, but on 65, I haven't beat her yet. She's
Maybe
really
once or
jumped up.
twice I've beat her because she crashed probably though.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, but we're not focusing in. I think a lot of girl racers could do better if they stop focusing on trying to who they're trying to beat in girls.
And
Just focus in on being a better rider, and obviously the higher competition in numbers wise is in boys. And you can't, if you go out there and race 8 girls and one of them's fast versus 40 boys slamming into the whole shot and 20 of them are fast, your skill level's got to go up quicker if you're trying to, gain that perspective. We had 2 girls this year win regionals in boys classes.
I saw that.
So things are changing.
Oh, was there 2? I saw that one.
Yeah,
did.
the one girl back east, and then Umina got one here.
Wow.
At the last one. She probably would have ticketed out sooner because she's really fast. But she, had a bad moto and won, and then came back and won Hangtown.
But in a year, I'll get on the 85, and I'll be in the upper class because I'll be 10 years old, which I still haven't had the experience really, like with the 10 to 11, because my birthday is November 2nd.
I bet you already have an 85 hanging around too, huh? No?
My sister has one, so I could practice on that, but I'm thinking about getting a Yamaha, and I'll probably only be able to do it in the girls, which is a bummer.
You're going to go Blue Crew, huh?
Yes.
Yeah?
You could race the boys 85 too.
Yeah.
I think that's all good advice to race the boys. We had Brooke Whipple in here a couple of shows ago, and she said that exact same thing. She said, girls, don't be afraid to race the boys.
Right.
You got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, if you want to get better,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. And it's not that there aren't some great girls, but you look at Lala, she was, shouldn't say anything about Lala. She's amazing, right? One of the probably the best girl racers in the world. I doubt she was as fast as Umina and Sierra and Reagan are when she was 9, right? And that's not because she, I'm just saying the level's hopping up, and there's now more girls proving that they can keep up with the boys, so on and so forth. Because I think in years past that might not have been exactly what they were focused on.
Yeah.
Right.
In your opinion, what does it take to really win a race?
Probably confidence, maybe.
Confidence?
I'm not sure, but I think it's confidence for me.
Is that what sets you apart from the other girls that are just kind of racing girls' classes and stuff like that? You have the confidence to race with the boys?
Kind of. But I like racing the boys because there's more competition.
Yeah. That sounds like confidence.
And there's fun. And it's fun. That's another reason.
Yeah, when you're always having fun, that's when you want to keep riding dirt bikes. When it's starting to become a grind, you're like, this is not really fun anymore, and then you don't really want to ride. But when you're competition, you love it, then that's when you really want to shine.
Yes.
Right. The thrill of competition is the challenge, right? If you go out in, and not to sound the wrong way, but a lot of times the girls' class is about the equivalent of the beginner class or less. If you go out and wax that and you lap second, you're not getting a thrill out of that.
You always
But if you just battled with a kid from Cali who's one of the top kids from Loretta's last year, and you gave him a handful and then you beat him, right? There's way more thrill in that. So,
Right.
And I don't mean that against girls. I'm just saying I think there's a new trend a bit with having the confidence, right, to go out and do it.
What was your most favorite person you ever battled with, you think?
I'm not sure. There's a lot that was fun to battle with. Maybe Traxton, but not anymore.
Traxton Phillips?
No, Traxton. I forget his last name.
You like battling with Traxton Del?
Yeah, 28.
Traxton's fast. Yep.
I used to race with them a lot in 50s.
Yeah.
How do you get yourself in the right mindset when you're lined up at the gate with all these fast kids?
Probably think about stuff that they're not doing, maybe. Like trying to go faster.
Do you deal with nerves at the gate? Do you get nervous at all, or are you just...
Sometimes, but not really. If there's 50 people, not 40 people, then it's kind of awkward because there's not as many people.
Do you guys have like a pre-race or a gate ritual that helps you kind of settle in and calm your nerves or anything like that?
I notice she goes out and sweeps the gate for the race before. A lot of times I think that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Right? She's sweeping gates for somebody that she knows in the moto before, and that just kind of takes your mind off or whatever, because you're kind of prepping them, not you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fun.
I think that's what she's doing, because I notice her do it a lot. So, it's funny. When you're asking me about the gate thing, I think that, put an example. We were at Washougal one time, and I'm looking out there. We're kind of halfway back. Min had already lined up, and I'm like, man, nobody's taking that spot next to her. And I'm like, man, I'm going to take that gate if it's still open, right? We were like 20th pick or whatever. Yeah. And I walked up there, and Min's dad turns around and he goes, hey, what's up? And I go, I'm going to take this gate. And I said, nobody would take us. They don't want to be next to the ponytails. Right?
Yeah.
So, and then the gate on the other side was open. Nobody took it except another girl. So that was kind of, sometimes I think the boys have it harder than the girls because they're afraid to, if they don't look good, you know what I mean? If they don't perform to expectation, but a girl does, right? And all of a sudden they know this girl's fast, that girl's fast. They actually seems like they're trying to avoid it for the psychological.
Yeah,
like why wouldn't? This is a great gate, right? And I'm like, why wouldn't you want to line up next to the fastest kid here?
Yeah,
that's where I've done that before in Texas. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, there's Tate Brush right over there. Probably knows what he's doing. It's got a good spot. He's been here a lot more than us. And he's fast. If you're on him, you're in the top 5 in the whole shot for sure. So why wouldn't we want to line up next to the fastest guy? When the girl's the fastest, it's an interesting dynamic,
Yeah.
Because at Mesquite in the 65 class, she's probably got a good chance of
top 4.
Yeah, if not win it. Mm-hmm. Right. So I find that really interesting that the psychological differences between them at the line. She's never too worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
So are you completely off the 50 now and only 65?
Yeah.
When did you get off the 50?
I got it off when I was 9 because Mesquite went to 9 or something, but that.
Your birthday's so late that the Mesquite season starts when you were still 8, and that's how they count it. And really, we were off 50. Like after Loretta's, we're like, okay, we're done with 50s. Right?
Okay.
But then we got to Mesquite when it opened up. She goes, hey, I want to race with my buddies. Luke's over there and he's still racing in the 50 class. Can I do it? I'm like, can if you want. I don't care. We need to concentrate on your 65. And I kind of knew there was the catch, which was the end of the year.
Yeah.
Right? So in any races bigger than that little series, I think she raced it one more time. Maybe in that series or whatever, but we don't chase series really. So we just never do. So, we find it more important to find, rather than trying to win a series, we find it more important to go race a race where there's competition, even if that means travel.
Doing more nationals now.
Yeah. Jet doesn't really ride Mesquite that much anymore. He goes to Transit Game, Fox, other tracks other than Mesquite now, because he used to be there. I think he goes there sometimes, but not all the time now.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
And now that summer, Mesquite doesn't really open up. They only do it in the winter because it gets too hot down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we even skipped World Minis, and that wasn't.
Yes.
We've got one of the big trophies already from the year before.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, DT1's got a AQ, and we needed a Northwest ticket, and they got a Mammoth qualifier the next day. I'm like, let's go, because and it's not that something wrong with Mesquite or World Minis or anything. I was just trying to put her in the best place to get her tickets or to ride a different track.
Yeah.
We're not going to, and she did very well, got her tickets, and we drove to Fox Monday morning, went to work. We didn't come home and we just right to the place because we know regional's going to be at Fox.
Yeah.
So we went right there and started training, right after the Mammoth qualifier the next day. Drove down from Sacramento that night. I find that the best for her when she's staying snappy, track to track to track, but also we're interlacing tracks that we're going to ride regionals on.
Because if you ride at the same track, like for the year until regionals comes, then you're not good at Fox or Washougal or Hangtown or something like the regionals. So you got to train at those tracks to get ready for regionals.
It's good advice because we would always do the Fox Raceway qualifier, but we hardly ever rode there. And so that was like one of Logan's, like he had disasters every time he was there, injuries.
Right.
So we hated it. We hate Fox, but
Like, I like the track, but I don't have good luck there at all.
Changed it.
Right.
yeah.
Well, if you leave wherever you race Sunday and we're training there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then you went out and around and raced somewhere else, wherever that is, and then went right back there and trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it changes it, right? It changes how well you can do it. That's why you get there, you're like, man, all these local kids are so fast. They ride there all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's only one way to make up for that. It's ride there a whole bunch.
It's very true.
And so we kind of took that approach to it,
Yeah.
So Washougal's a little harder to get to, but second round usually. So, it used to be first. I was second this year, but anyway, we were trying to get a ticket in the first round.
Yeah.
But
So with your injury, you're not going to be able to go to Loretta's this year, right?
No, not this year.
Yeah. You bummed about that?
Yeah, I was super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to China in like a few weeks.
China, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
For
What do you
GP.
for? What?
GP.
Oh, Grand Prix.
GP race, yeah.
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 Is that on the? I saw you're riding like super bikes now.
Yeah.
Is that what that's for?
Motorbikes.
Yeah, there's basically a big invitational there in China. They're trying to get all the other countries to show up and say, hey, look how good we are too. Look at, we got a great facility and everything. So they're having
Everything's like free to get there.
So tell us
Except
how
for,
you got. Sorry, go ahead.
Except for like the plane tickets, you got to pay for those.
Right. Tell us how you got started with that. I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So my friend Ethan wanted to do it, and I wanted to try it too. And my dad was like, "Sure." So we went down there and we rented a bike, and it was like a track. I forget the name of it. What was
Apex.
it? Apex.
Apex.
And
Is this in California?
Yeah.
yeah.
Right across from Paris, actually.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in Paris,
And-
just on the other side of freeway.
And when I got there, I was like, this is super cool. So I went and watched like another kid. And he was like really fast. And he looked like he was from Japan or China or something. And I went out there and I watched him for a bit. And then I started to get really good at it because Dad heard that if you ride motocross, then you're pretty good at GP because it's the opposite, but it's kind of the same things.
Her friend Boogie, Seth Kimmets, and her do freestyle together, and they've done it a few times out at Colby's and stuff. And he was doing it. We're kind of, oh, that's cool. And I had thought about it years ago. And when we moved to St. George, I'm like, I bet there's a track in Vegas. Couldn't find one, so we kind of spaced it off for a while. And then like, hey, we got to try that, just for fun. Then we heard. Like that Boogie was doing really good at it. And we're like, why? And we got there, excuse me, and all the GP kids were like, yeah, motocross was just the day they get here, their first day, they're crushing it. It's, you've probably put in way more hours and way more familiar with a bike and how you're just not used to asphalt, right? And although it is, she's right, it's backwards. You're not going for the inside any corners. You're going for the outside.
Gotta swoop out and kind of like on a dirt bike, but you mostly aim further at first.
We were impressed right away at how good she was. We're like, wow. And some of the other GP kids have been doing it for a while. And they're like, man, she's faster than me. And she's been doing it 3 hours. I've been doing it 3 years. And she's faster than I am. But they didn't ride a dirt bike for the last 9 years or 7 years, full time. So it does. There's definitely something to that. But we talked to her trainer, Caleb Tennant, who she trains with. He's like, no, do GP. He goes, man, it'll teach you some flow.
Yeah.
He goes, and she's getting to the point on 65s where we need her doing that outside, flowing in, maintaining speed. You can't just knife for the inside every time. You got to start opening the track up, flowing with it, right? GP does, it's a prelude to that sort of. So it was a good cross train. Like we went and did it, came back, and on her dirt bike, more flowy. I'm like, okay, it's working.
It's really good.
Yeah. So, and then she tries weird stuff in GP that nobody else would because she's like, that kid's in front of me. I'm faster. I'm just going to go for the inside. People are like, whoa, that was a little wily, And so it's kind of funny. And I don't, I think we're doing it for fun and a little bit of cross training. We like to go skiing too, but we're not going to go skiing full time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like we go skiing in the winter because there's not many tracks open except for Mesquite.
I mean,
Do you ski or snowboard?
Ski and snowboard.
Ski and snowboard.
I'm trying out snowboarding because my brother and my dad did. I wanted to try it out, so we got a snowboard, and I'm really good at it now.
Yeah,
Which one do you like better?
Probably snowboarding now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
completely self-taught. I pulled the moto van up, popped the tin out, broke out a lawn chair and said, you'll figure it out. Get up there.
Nice.
That's how she learned to snowboard. No, but I mean, my point was that we're not going to go, we love skiing or whatever, snowboarding, but we're not going to go chase it hard.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a motocrosser. There's no doubt about it. A bunch of people, are you going to switch to GP? No, we're just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Little cross training, hit it once in a while, not take it too seriously. I mean, it's more niche than dirt bikes by far.
It's a 2-stroke still at that?
She's got a 4-stroke.
Yeah, it's a 4-stroke.
Yeah. It's like
what's
a pit,
CC?
160.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pit bike motor, but it's making 3 times as much power as your 110 pit bike.
160 and a 110, but I mostly am used to the 160 because I started on that. But when we learned, you were supposed to start on the 110.
Well, and we grabbed that too because her sister kind of wanted to try it. And we're like, okay, you can mess with the 110, you can race the 110 if we want to. But so we grabbed a couple of them, and so we could try it. And she went to her first race not too long ago, and
Where was that at?
It was at Apex again.
Oh, okay.
They reversed the track, but so she's familiar with it. And well, it was funny. We're like, okay, it's a race, great. I just thought it was a local race. We had no idea. We showed up, and it was the 15 fastest kids in the country.
Is that right? Wow.
They're the only ones chasing it, right?
I know.
There's these dead serious guys. I mean, one kid showed up from Florida with a mechanic, a trainer, his parents, his brother. I mean, they were switching tires in between races. We're like, whoa, these guys are serious. Right? We're like, we don't even have tire warmers. It's okay.
Then we borrowed
We borrowed some tire warmers.
because we met a guy. His name is Nick, and he let us borrow his tire warmers.
Yeah.
He is a nice guy.
Yeah.
Tire warmers. What does that look? Are they electric?
Yeah, it's like an electric, like a heating pad.
Yeah.
But imagine one that wraps around your tire and it makes the tire 110 degrees or whatever, so it's already sticky on your first lap.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
And you actually bought a couple of these bikes.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
We
We got
bought
2.
2 for her and her sister to kind of give it a go. Because, I mean, rental would be too expensive to go do it.
You're in.
Yeah,
You're
so-
all in here.
Yeah, sort of.
What do these bikes cost? If you don't mind my asking.
It's the same as a dirt bike, $5 or $6 grand.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right in that area.
About
But they're cool. They're
really cool.
Yeah, they're fun. She really jumped right on it. I was going to say that. So we signed up for that race. 15 kids show up, and we're like, oh, wait, these aren't local kids. There's a kid from Texas. There was one kid from Salt Lake. He's pretty good. They had a 110, a 160, and a 190 class. And she didn't get lapped in the race, beat 2 or 3 kids. That was actually impressive compared to their seat time versus her seat time. Although none of them raced dirt bikes like she does. So, yeah. And we had a couple of people. We had a guy that, where is he from? Back east somewhere. And he goes, well, how long has she been riding? And I'm like, about 3 or 4 hours now. He's like, that's awesome. Dirt biker? I'm like, yeah. He goes, top dirt biker, right? I'm like, does pretty well,
Right.
So it was an interesting crossover.
And on my first race, I crashed like 3 times.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was okay. Like
Go
once
sliding
in
across that pavement like you see on TV, yeah?
Lit on fire one time. That
You
was
did?
really funny.
Wow. Tell us about that.
So in the sight lap, I just slid out, and I was kind of scared of my tires. I thought they weren't warm enough, and they were just sliding out everywhere. And I took out another kid. Like, he hit my bike, and he flew up in the air. And I was like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. And then when I went to pick my bike up, my dad was, like, there running, and he was trying to get to the bike, and he saw flames coming out of it. But when I picked it up, the flames stopped.
So when they have the plastic cowling all around them, when it dumps over your fuel, your overflow vent,
Yeah.
like on dirt bikes, just dump it on the ground. Well, this hit the cowling inside and ran down and went right on the exhaust. So I see flames, and I'm like, oh crap! So I'm running, peeling my jacket off, but by the time I got there, the little bit of thimble full of gas it dumped out was already extinguished. So I'm like, she's like, start this bike, I gotta go. All right. I started up. I'm like, looks okay to me. It's not on fire anymore. Go ahead.
They were having the red flag in the air, which meant the race was gonna start. And then the guy went off and the light turned green. So I thought it was the race, so I was going fast. And then I didn't know it was the sight lab. So I was trying to go really fast, and I slid out, and then I crashed. But when we got back, I was like, oh, I thought that was the sight lab. And then we did a restart of the sight lab.
Okay. Do you have to wear the leather suits with does it have like the air inflation system in
No,
guys?
it's just got a pad in the back, but it's a lot different motocross. It sticks way out, almost probably 3 or 4 inches off your back.
And
at the
like
neck
once you get it, it's so tight on you, and you like can't stretch it.
And it has plastic pucks, about the equivalent of a hockey puck that velcros on your knees and your elbows and stuff. Because, of course, you hung up on one of those ones that went sliding into the wall too. But those things, you're grinding them every time they go around corners. You hear them.
Their knee out and stuff.
Yeah, dragging the knee so they can burn through the one in a or foot pegs too. They have plastic knobs on them and stuff. So, because you don't want to grind on the metal, so you grind on the plastic, and then when they come in, you're like, oh, time for a new end cap, whatever they call it, slider peg.
And what kind of speeds do you kids reach on those things?
50 miles an hour.
50, 60.
Or so?
Yeah.
50 or 60.
Yeah.
Not too fast.
4-speed.
But faster than
Pretty
a
quick.
dirt bike.
Yeah.
Quick.
Kind of. Yeah.
A dirt bike can go that fast, but not. You just don't get going that fast on a track.
Right.
Where they do on the straightaways, and then they'll bang down a gear and hit the gas, go wide, and just lay it over in the corner all the way out.
Yeah.
So.
Which one does it feel like you're going faster on, a motocross bike or the race bike?
The race bike, the 160.
Yeah.
The GP bike.
Going down the straightaway, she's probably hitting 50, 60.
Wow.
It's really fast.
So is there anywhere to practice that in St. George or locally?
That's the problem, right? Why we're not going to, my wife's like, are we going to go with this? I'm like, if we had a track here, maybe. But how many millions of dollars would we spend trying to get good at it and traveling to track? Like, even if there was just one in Vegas,
Right.
And there's some go-kart tracks there, but I haven't found one that lets Ovali's on it. So, or street bikes anyway. There probably is somewhere, but I don't know about it.
Oh, what did you call it? An Ovali?
An Ovali, that's the brand of the bike she's using. There's only like 2 different kinds. There's a Kaio and an Ovali. That's the only 2 I think there is.
Oh, yeah.
And the kids go and practice in parking lots. They'll put up cones and stuff, but it's kind of the same like with Warner Valley.
Right.
You're like, really? I'm going to go in circles. This parking lot. Take me to the track. I want to ride.
I know.
So at least at her age, or her mentality.
There was a parking lot there where it had a dip in it somewhere, so it couldn't go to it.
Yeah, we were scoping out a couple church parking lots, but the rain gutters in. I'm like, that ain't going to work. So we haven't rode one anywhere really other than track. I thought about up at Gunlock. I'm like, there's nobody on this road. We just go for it.
Right. Yeah.
Take a 5-mile stretch of road and let it rip. Yeah, but haven't done that either. I just don't think I think we can have fun with it and keep it there.
Yeah.
Without trying to push for anything. The China thing ended up, we decided to do that because we're like, we miss regionals, can't go to Loretta's, but we can still do something pretty cool. Just the cultural experience will be cool.
That sounds rad.
Right, and we get a race too.
Yeah.
So that's cool, right? We got to actually have a purpose to be in there besides, just being a tourist or whatever. So Yeah, it'll be cool. They pay for the hotel and they do one sightseeing tour. The race is covered. They provide the bikes. If you crash the bike, you got to pay for damages. But other than that, it's all taken care of. So it'll be interesting. There's about 10 kids from the U.S. going. I'm sure Malaysia and Spain, everybody will show up with their actual teams. The U.S. doesn't really have a team like that per se. They build up points and then they go race the kids in Spain and stuff. But so GP's kind of interesting. It, in the rest of the world, soccer is really popular, but American football isn't. But you come here, American football is huge. Soccer's not so big. GP's very similar.
Gotcha.
Right, not that big in the States, but man, when you get outside, it's huge. I mean, I've seen, and not only some of the gear sponsors are, like in motocross, pretty much, Alpenstars and Dunlop really focused on the dirt bike industry.
Right.
When it comes to GP, it's more like NASCAR, where DeWalt might be sponsoring you, or Lori. I saw a girl; she was sponsored by a makeup company. I'm like, wow, that's interesting, because it really is big in Spain, or it's really big in Malaysia.
Right.
And so you have a lot of outside influences sponsoring, kind of like where you see a car going around, it's got Wonder Bread written on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a bigger sport outside the U.S., like soccer, and there's a lot of money behind it outside the U.S. In the U.S., it's not big a deal. They're trying to work. They're working on that. They really are. But again, I think she loves dirt bikes and is good enough at it. That's our focus. It's just fun to have it's always fun to go skiing or to go GP racing or to go jet skiing, whatever it is.
You jet ski too?
She's not a water person.
No?
No, not really. Sometimes, if I'm doing it, then I'm not afraid.
Gotcha.
So is racing super bikes cheaper than motocross?
No.
No?
No, not really. The registration, the signups for the racing stuff is way more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's way more expensive. Track time's way more expensive, so on and so forth. Can buy, so like if you were close to the track and bought a monthly membership, then it's more reasonable than what they usually are. So yeah, we were looking at that too. We're like, wow. We're like, holy smokes, that's no joke. You got to invest some real money into the seat time.
What about Tooele? Do they do that up at that?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, there's one kid from up there. He's pretty good. And trying to remember his name now. Anyway, he came down to the race in California, and there's one of her friends is getting more serious about it. And he's practicing up there full time, or when he can, when it's open. Uh-huh. So you gotta sign up, and then they like pre-sign up, and they'll tell you if they can open it or it's going to be that day. And it isn't like dirt bikes where you're just where there's somewhere to go all the time.
Right.
You know, if there's a day or two up at Salt Lake, that's it. And unless you go a long ways, it's a long ways to go to practice.
Well, just looking through your Instagram, it looks like you are absolutely killing it. I saw. It looks like you won Mini Monsters out at Glen Helen. Got a number 1 plate.
Yeah.
And you got a number 1 plate at Thanksgiving MX. Is that right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think
you got
I saw one in my room.
She did 2 or 3 classes, 4 classes. I can't remember.
Good heck. How many number 1 plates do you have if you don't remember all of them?
50. I don't know.
You got 50?
A
Not
lot.
that many, but you got a number 1 plate at the Mammoth qualifier too, but I don't know if that was an AMA plate or not.
No.
Did you go ride Mammoth? Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
We did last
once.
year. We didn't get to this year because it's right after regionals. So she got the number 1 plate for the qualifier to go to Mammoth up at DT1.
Okay.
I don't remember if that's an AMA plate. I don't keep track of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, people are always like, hey, what was her lap times? I don't know. Really? You don't know what the lap times were? Well, how many number 1 plates? I don't know. When I go to the track, I'm just looking to see how she's riding.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? People are like, what place was she in? I don't know. Right? I wasn't even worried about it. Well, it looked like she got 4th. And I'm like, okay.
Well,
They're like, you didn't know? And I'm like, no, I was watching to see was her feet in the right spot? Was her attack position good? Was she standing up deep into the corner? Was she braking at the right time? That's all I'm focused on from a dad's perspective, which a lot of dads find, I don't know if they find it annoying, maybe, or very, they're definitely like surprised when I say that. They all know what their lap times were, what place they were in, what trophies they got. And and that's just part of our game plan is to not focus. I'm more worried about how the track's developing.
Yeah.
You know, I come to, hey, look, I know this morning the inside was no good, but it looks like it's opening up now. Right. So we're studying stuff like that.
Right.
I don't care if her lap time was whatever it was. If she won the race, she won the race. Right.
Yeah.
Didn't really matter. Or, you know, and that's kind of what we're gunning for. Go ahead. No, go ahead about how we focus on races differently than other people.
I don't remember.
No, you were going to say something, but then
I forgot.
that's all right. So when you said how many number one places, I don't know, a few. Yeah, definitely. There's some hanging around the house, but
Wow.
Oh.
I don't remember where they're from.
We're proud of
yeah.
our three.
No, and
but-
that's great. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It just personally happens to be we don't
Yeah.
focus on that stuff.
That's wild.
very
Yeah.
much.
I don't think too much about lap times or other placement, but definitely the times he's won number one plates, I'm definitely like, yeah, right on, dude. You know, so
No, it's super
Yeah, that's-
cool.
Yeah.
And you should be proud of this. Don't take that the wrong way.
no, I'm definitely
It's
not.
just when people ask me about it. But I don't know. You know, like when you said mini monsters, right? Yep, because we had a video. Her mom videoed her on Instagram,
Yeah.
so I remember that one.
Right.
That was sick, Mini Monster.
Yeah, it was a good
Cool.
race. Well, it was kind of a mutter.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
And that was actually fun.
Yeah.
It was like one of those good mutters. You guys
Oh,
ever
yeah.
have? You ever have one of those where you're like, there's the one where it's so deep it's just crap. You can't even ride.
Yeah.
And you're just destroying your
Yeah.
bike. But there's the other mutter that's a good time.
Mhm.
That's what it was. Glen Helen's very. You've rode there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Practice.
right. It's very sandy,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing better than wet sand.
Makes it better. Yeah.
Right. So it just got better and better. Was it a little sloppy midday? Yeah. But we put the scoop on and just dropped the hammer and trusted. You know, when you trust sand and water mixed together,
Yeah.
I grew up riding dunes.
Right.
And I never raced.
Yeah.
But the best time to ride was in the winter, right after it rained. Right.
Absolutely. Best time to
So-
ride Warner too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Definitely.
We've hit it before. Right. We're like, it rained. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Especially too hot in the summer too. But when it rains out there, it's good riding.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was that mini monsters. That's what it turned into for us. I don't know. Other people were crying. Some people weren't, but we were like, man, this is great.
So were there like only 4 people in your class? Is what it looked like at the gate?
In
Girls?
the girls' class, I think there was only
there was
4,
only
5, 6 of them. There was
6
Reagan
people.
and her friend Miliana from
There were, yeah.
from Arizona. She's pretty good. And then a couple other girls. Yeah, I don't remember. I think she got 3rd in the open though, right? I think Talon Henson beat us, or no, wait, I think you got 4th. I think you were saying you couldn't get around Billy, and Billy got 3rd. Maybe Dylan got 2nd. I don't know, but did well.
A DT1?
No, at Glen Helen on that mini monsters deal. You
Oh,
raced 3.
right,
You raced
yeah.
2
Oh,
or
yeah, I
3
remember.
classes, and did good in all of them. Yeah, really. You know, up top 5.
That's awesome.
Yeah, something
I
like
did
that.
really good.
Again, I don't remember because I'm like not paying that much attention. I just know it was fun. She's riding well. That's all that mattered. You know, I'm looking at how is she riding? You know, is she riding good? Is her mental game there? Is her conditioning there? Is her technique there? We're watching for technique. She's starting to get up where the technique is getting beyond me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For sure. And she needs her coach to actually
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm at too.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about it. I didn't come from like dirt bikes. My first dirt bike was when he got one, and I got a little pitter, and then later I finally got a 450, which was a huge mistake. But
Right.
those were my first dirt
Oh,
bikes.
was
to
it?
125.
450 was not a mistake.
It was
For
for the
you.
first 3 months. It was terrifying, but it was. Now I'm just kind of like, you know what to do. Like, do what you're doing. And I have a basic understanding. Obviously, you know, he would train with Riley. We didn't usually do any, you know, bigger name trainers, but Riley, and I would always ask Riley, hey, you don't mind if I stand here? I'm not trying to like horn in on what you're doing or like,
Right.
you know, play, you know.
Well, originally I went out there a lot to
about
learn.
it. Yeah.
I was learning as much as her originally.
Right.
So we've been to a few different trainers, this and that. Originally, I was out there because I wanted to hear what they were saying so that I could, when they weren't there, when we weren't a trainer, just in a regular practice,
Yeah.
I could, you know, help her out.
Yeah.
And
remember
then you learn a lot, to help remember stuff. Like, hey, remember what coach said, you know, we want to be charging in, standing up this far, you know, or whatever. And I could help remind her of that stuff.
Right.
Definitely this year we kind of took that step where I'm not doing. I mean, we originally went to sell these trainers. I'm like, wow, we're not quite good enough to even be being trained yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I'm like, man, if our trainer's got to turn around and tell her to be on the balls of her feet, then we need more home practice.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed that. So we kind of, it was 2 years ago, we kind of went back a step and said, okay, every practice we're going to train, but we're just going to train fundamentals. I'm going to be watching where your feet are, if you're squeezing the bike, what your attack position is, are you looking ahead, that sort of stuff. Because I kept feeling like we were overstepping into training, you know, where you see like, man, this trainer definitely wants to be from this level up. He doesn't want to sit there and tell them to get on the balls of their feet.
Right.
Right. And if he is, I'm spending a lot of money for something I could have told. So we kind of took a step back. Then when I got up where I'm like, okay, there's nothing else I can tell her. And then we went back to a higher caliber trainer. And I'm like, okay, now that he's not telling her to get an attack position or whatever it is, you know, simple, normal home things. Then I started backing off. Right. Then I'm like, okay, she's got all that. He's got her from here on out. And they're more concentrating on, you know, setting your suspension into a rut at a higher rate of speed with your brakes and blah, blah, blah. More technical stuff. And that's where I just like, okay, I'll see you in a minute. I'll have some burgers ready when you get back. Yeah. So we've gone quite a ways in 2 or 3 years from I know our trainer's got it. I know he's got it dialed in. I know she's dialed in. I know he's not taking steps backwards. I know, and we're purposely trying to train with kids at that level or higher, you know, and I'm not saying anything against anybody, just that helps, right? Yeah. Because you're not, okay, so an attack position looks like this. Here, let's go around, let's go in the parking lot, you know. If the kids you're training with, if they're at the higher level, you're getting more out of your training. So.
And is it Caleb that you've trained with
the
pretty
most?
much?
Yeah, the most.
And that's, I feel like that's a mental thing. Right, we've trained with some good trainers, like in Texas, high energy guys saying the right thing. We've trained with some bad ones that shouldn't be training anybody under 16 years old just from their language they're using or their outlook on stuff. So there's definitely we've weaved through a few trainers and said, okay, this one's good, that one's not good, and that might not even. Some of them knew exactly what they're talking about when it came to riding dirt bikes, but they weren't cut out for a 7-year-old kid either. Right.
What do you like about training with Caleb the most?
That he teaches me stuff really good, and he like watches really closely and sees what I'm doing wrong and right.
Is he super patient?
Yes.
Or is he tough on you?
Both.
Good mix of both, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely like I can't believe that he'll only take 5 kids and he'll see the 5 of them go by, and he's like a damn computer. He just, as she went by from here to here, he just registered 48 different things on 5 kids. So he just remembered 427 different things.
Wow.
Because they'll pull in and he'll be like, Sierra, I need to see this. High energy, not saying you did it wrong, you're going to do push-ups. Doesn't really work for her. So, I mean, that works for some kids, not for her. He's more about like, you know, you're going to try what I'm saying here. Oh, you missed it. Try it again. Let's go for it, because I'm telling you, when you hit that sweet spot, you're going to love it every time. It comes out, man, yeah. I'm faster in this corner, and I just got dialed in, and I want to do it. I don't have to do it out of punishment.
Right.
Like, he makes me really confident, and that's why I like him the most.
Brings out the best in you, huh?
Yeah, that's a good trainer right there.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him about praise, right? The kids come up, and he tells them 6 things they did right in praise form. Man, that's awesome. You're killing it, girl. You hit that jump, send it. That through the whip section, you're the fastest one here. It was awesome. Hey, another thing, on your left-hand corners, use your rear brake a little bit more, and when you tap that front, set the suspension, you can get in there quicker so you can charge in deeper. Like, he's telling them something they're doing wrong, but it's more of in a positive light.
Right.
Like, you can take it from where you're at, and you can be up here because of it, right? You can do better. Killing it over here. Those 5 things, awesome. This one thing, we could be as awesome as those things. And also, you were doing this other thing great over here. So all of a sudden, I'm like, well, he just said 6 positive things. Just one of them we could be better at.
Kind of bundles the hard to swallow pill around a nice a package.
So
of
I
praise.
learned how to be a better coach from watching how he's a better coach.
Right.
And I can't deny that.
That was one of the things I always liked about Riley too. Is I have a tendency to be a little intense.
Yep.
And
like, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying for everything. Yep. I'm prepping the bikes. I'm his mechanic. And so I have a tendency to, when I don't feel like I'm getting maybe what I'm investing, right? I have a tendency to be a little intense, but I always appreciated about Riley. Like Riley he's super patient. And I'm like, I'm glad he's getting that today instead of, me today.
Well, and it's a given, right?
Yeah.
You stayed up all night. You drove all night. You just worked hard all week, spent your money on this, yada, yada. You put in X.
Right.
And you're like, what I want to see is 100%. And then they got a sore throat or they're cold or they're not feeling it or this. That's real easy to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. All I'm expecting you to do is give me 110%. Everything else is cool. I got it, right? But you're all worked up over that, right? And you don't even realize it. I do it all the time.
It's so difficult to put yourself in their perspective because so much of it is mental, and it's difficult to see that all the time. I mean, us as dads, I don't know, like it's really easy to just kind of like plow through the minutia of the prep and stuff like that and give 110%.
Yep.
But we've been doing it our whole life. Our careers, like,
especially if you're a working guy.
Yeah.
You work hard, you reap the benefit of that, right?
And it's tough to keep in mind, they're little kids and they're not really there yet. And so much of motocross is just mental. I don't know what the percentage is, but I think it's really high because I know that like when Logan's just, when he's got a friend to play with at the track or something like that, and then like his attitude is just high, like, and he's having fun,
right.
He rides so much better than when there's any kind of pressure. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
So I can't remember.
You were going to tell him about how much better you do when you're having fun. I think.
No, coach. I feel like he's the right coach for me because when I'm at the races, he's there with me to tell me, point out some stuff. And he made me really good because I was training with him for like a week, I think, at Fox. And I was doing super duper good at races because I knew he was the right coach for me. And I was really good at the races. Like an open at Cow Classic. I was in the open. I was getting like 4th, 3rd, and I knew it was from coach because I've been training really hard. So I felt like he was the right coach for me.
And he probably comes to a lot of the bigger nationals.
He does come
too.
to a lot of the big nationals. He's got to interlace it with his pro stuff because he's trading pro guys and things too. But he's got to interlace it with some of that. So he's not everywhere all the time, but quite a bit.
That's
right.
Cool.
He'll show up at Spring Nationals, or he'll show up at Freestone, or he'll show up at the Cal Classic, or whatever. And I'll tell you, I've thought about that many times before, and it's like the Eagles don't go to the Super Bowl without their coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't say, "Well, coach can't make it." So, or how many coaches train these kids all the time, and then when it comes to a race, they're not there?
Yeah,
I think that's a huge thing. To me, maybe it's not to other people. Maybe they've learned everything they need to know to do well, but. When your coach walks up to the line with you, goes, "Man, I like this gate. What do you like that? The line's good." That confidence thing. When Dad's there, I hope he got my bike working right.
Right.
And I hope he's cooking some tacos back in the trailer. But when her coach is helping her pick out the gate and saying, "Man, I've been watching the track develop, and I'm thinking turn 3 going outside, you're going to rail that thing, swoop back." He starts talking about the same thing they trained about, and he's applying that to the race. Remember Thursday when we were working on that section? It's lining up the same way because he knows more about it than me, right? And she knows more about it, and she trusts him. So that trust and this and that, I think it helps. It doesn't mean we're going to grease in every national. There's kids that get to train a lot more than us, but I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
When you sound like an absolute killer. When did you see that? Spark in her, that killer spark?
Yeah, definitely knew it when she was pretty little. I mean, trying to beat her, very, what's the right word? Vehemently trying to beat her sister, like with passion and fury. And like her sister didn't get mad about it. Her sister come off back 26th place and go, yeah, that was awesome, which it was, because she had a good time.
Right.
But she'd come off, start kicking rocks, throwing rocks, beating the walls of the trailer. I mean, right. And I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a few holes in the trailer wall. Or she'd go over to the mini track and just start thrashing her bike after the race for 15 minutes, right? Grinding it out like I didn't do what I wanted to do. I'm going to, right. So we saw it all over the place, really, from a very young age. But I don't think that's a bad thing,
No.
One of my friends that used to work for Rock River Yamaha, he's got his rider there, and a friend of ours comes in camp, kicking, screaming, super bad. He goes, God, I wish my rider was that passionate.
Right.
It doesn't. It looks a little ugly for a minute, maybe, but that shows how bad they wanted it.
There's a fire burning
right
there.
Right. They weren't throwing the fit because I should get a trophy. The trophy wasn't part of it. It was the desire to win was so strong that it spilled over after the race or before it or whatever.
Yeah.
Or caused them to do well. But that fire is burning for sure, and the competitive fire. So,
How do you perform when you have a moto and you get those high emotions and you're frustrated? How do you perform when you're feeling that? Do you lock in better when you're frustrated and mad from an earlier moto?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I want to say I was on 50 then, and say Jet was on a 52 and I was on it, and we were racing at Fox, and he beat me, and I didn't win the regionals because I got 5th or 6th or something, and then I want to beat Jet so bad that I try and go faster than I actually can go. But then I just go back to normal after a bit, so I don't win. But I'm still kind of sad, because if I don't make it to regionals, I don't like it. I feel fit, kind of.
I've noticed that I'm quite surprised that she can lash out that hard and that mad at herself, really.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, man, if I was that mad, if I was that pissed off, I probably wouldn't want to do anything for another week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of
If I was that
feel.
furious, some shit's going to hit the fan, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, or I'm not going to do this, or something's really going to go wrong. And to rein it back in by the next moto, where she's calm, cool, collected, refocused, and because I'm like, man, I would have still been, I wouldn't have performed well because I'd still be upset about that. Somehow she can be that mad, that high level, and an hour later, gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've always been impressed with that. She can definitely refocus and not just like it never happened.
How does that happen for you? How do you put away those big emotions and then refocus? Have you ever really thought about it?
Not really. I kind
think
of
so.
just go with it and say, okay, I'm going to try harder because I'm so mad I want to beat Jet or Jackson or somebody
Gotcha.
that beat me, and I got really mad about it.
What do you do off the bike when you're not on the bike? How do you stay in shape and focused when what's your off bike
I
routine?
probably eat.
Yeah, you eat?
Yeah.
At the track? At the track is what you're saying? How you
No,
stay focused
just
when
kind of
you're
like
tracking?
what's your off bike program? Do you
You're
work
saying
out?
what you're doing. Yeah.
What do you eat? Do you eat donuts or do you eat salads or like
Salad. I'm trying to change my diet, and so I eat salads for lunch sometimes, and tuna fish, like stuff like that, salmon. Like for lunch today, we had salmon.
yeah, healthy stuff, yeah?
Yeah. But I love salmon, so.
What are your goals for the future?
To be a professional motocrosser.
What have you guys ever really thought about what that looks like? I mean, being that there's sort of a lack of that, like professional stuff for the ladies. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
There's not much stuff for the girls. It's only the girls, 85s. They should make a 65 girls class.
Now, Brooke Whipple was saying that because I asked her, because I didn't really know. I said, are girls prevented from racing pro motocross or supercross? And she said, no, they just don't typically make it. But is that where you're going to try to head toward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the boys have mental strength than girls, so they can hold on to the bike longer for, like, in supercross, it's like a 30-minute moto, and girls have less strength than boys do, so they can't really hold on to the bike for that long, and they start to get tired and stuff. But that's why I have to work out.
Right.
I could probably go on that subject for an hour.
Yeah.
That's her goal. Yeah, I get it. Passion, got a goal, wants to get there somehow. I wasn't exactly a believer in that could happen. I mean, when you see it, a lot of people ask me that question, and I don't think it's impossible. Vicky Golden got very close, right? She went to Arena Cross, got her pro license, almost made it in the night show. So it's possible, right? And I think it's getting more possible is the interesting part.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
I mean, originally I'm sitting there thinking, people ask me that, I'm like, I don't know. You see Ken Roxon whip his shirt off, right? Can a girl ever be that? Is there any girls that can bench press 200 pounds 30 times in a row, and make it look easy without breaking a sweat? So there's obviously the XX versus XY chromosome thing going on where we're not going to be as strong. Can we overcome that some other way? She can't. I've told people this too. You can't, as a female, you can't summon testosterone.
Right.
I played football, and I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And you can summon testosterone and make that go. Girls can't do that. So where do you get it from? You gotta draw off adrenaline, right? You gotta pump yourself up and get mentally drawing adrenaline.
You gotta eat healthy and you gotta work out.
Sure. So can it happen? I don't know. I know for sure that there's some girls now that are competitive with boys where there never was before.
Yeah.
At a higher level. There's girls, say Lala, riding at a higher level than any girls ever, and Mila and some of these other girls too. Moto KK, all them. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. It's definitely moving up. I mean, it's almost interesting if you took a 9-year-old Justin Barsha, probably wasn't as fast as 9-year-old Sierra. So I mean, that's a big step forward, right? Right. And maybe he was, but I'm just saying, just pros now are looking at kids doing stuff on 65. I'm like, man, I couldn't do that when I was on 65 when I was 9, and they're professional now, right? So the sport's elevating with the kids. The girls are coming with it too. Yeah, they're breaking down some barriers for sure, because it's more about bike skill and technique and everything else. And moderate strength, you got to be in the better shape. Like Menace is really strong. Her dad's a pro trainer. He's got her lifting weights a lot. Definitely got a lot of leg strength. She's one of the fastest kids in the country. Yeah. So forget about boy, girl. If there's 2 or 3 girls that are making it to Loretta's and in the top 20, that's a heck of a lot different. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So can they take that all the way forward? All I know is, I'm going to be behind her to help her get wherever she's trying to get to, and wherever that may be. Believe me, I've thought about many avenues. I'm like, we have a freestyler, right?
Right.
She does that, loves it. It's a good time. There's definitely some money in it if you do it the right way. But I'm like, she wants to race and she wants to keep on. I'm like, take it as far as you can take it.
Right.
Right. We don't know where that is. Can somebody make it someday? I'd say the girls that are showing up at Loretta's now in boys' classes have a better chance than people before them.
Yeah. Couple making history this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And she I don't know if we would have run a regional, but one kid that won Washugo, he's very fast, very good. One of her best friends beats him quite often. Could she have won a regional? Yeah, probably. Or at least the potential was there. There's no doubt she was in that group of kids that going to get a ticket. Yeah. Whether she won one or not. But still, point being is there's girls fast enough to do that now. Yeah. Is it a girl-boy thing anymore? Or is it just a racer thing? Right. Well, that's a lot different outlook than before. Like, girls just aren't as fast. Well, now we have girls that are. Yeah. So are they girl racers anymore? Or are they just racers? Right? Because you got to be just a racer to make it into a pro. I don't mean just a racer, one of the best racers in the world. is that come down to gender anymore or not? You know, we're not going to know for 10 more years, right?
Yeah, it's definitely very early, but I think you guys have your heart and your mindset in the right spot because you're focused on just being a fast racer and not a fast girl racer. And I think that's awesome.
I've seen way too many girls go, I'm going to try and beat the girls.
Yeah.
Well, that's about the equivalent of the beginner class.
Right.
And I'm not saying they're not great riders. I'm just saying that there's
self-limiting. It's putting a ceiling on. Yeah.
Don't put a ceiling on, you know. If you want to become a pro, you better be able to take down anybody.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you're a girl or a boy.
The most part about girl versus boy in motocross is the mental strength.
I think that's true. I mean, I don't know what percentage moto is mentally, but it's huge, I think.
It's a lot. You have to be constantly thinking on the track. Like, this kid's going to go here. You better be ready.
I literally think her, Mena, and Reagan are psyching some people out that it's their problem, not theirs. Not theirs, right? It's the other guys' problem that they're getting psyched out. This kid's going to kick my butt.
Yeah.
You know, so that's different than, it's a girl, I can beat her easy. Oh, crap, Menace here, right? That's a different thing, right? Oh, no, Sierra's here. Oh, man, I thought I was going to win today, but that ain't going to happen now.
Right.
That she should or whatever. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that changes the dynamic, right? For them, not for them. They're just there to win. You know, I don't care if there's 10 girls lined up or 10 boys or 40 boys. So I think that's a new thing.
That's super rad.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice your dad has ever given you?
Probably just have fun and be confident. Maybe. I don't know. He tells me a lot of stuff.
I try to joke around a lot.
Yeah.
Right? I start acting like a goof on the line, you know, joking around, making funny comments and stuff. She races better when she's loose. Right?
Yeah.
Jovial.
And smooth.
Yep.
Same with me. Like, if I'm having fun, I'm riding hard, having fun.
Yeah.
Because if you're having fun with something, you want to go faster or something.
He's changed a little bit for me. It used to be like sometimes when he was younger, 50s, 65s, sometimes I found that he would actually do better if I found that that bitch switch, I guess, where I would kind of like wind him up and like piss him off.
Yeah.
No. And then all of a sudden, but now not so much. Now that seems to have changed. If he gets too much pressure, I won't usually know it until he's on the track crashing, and I'm like, "What's he doing?" And then I kind of realize, "Oops, I wasn't being light enough."
I've seen some people that do it. It doesn't work for them. I've seen people that do it, and it does work for them.
Yeah.
I can tell you it doesn't work very good with girls for sure.
Right.
Right at all. They'll close. Nope.
Yeah.
You know, they'll just close you off. And not that I haven't done it a few times, but it definitely doesn't work. Not for us, you know, for sure. Probably didn't even do it on purpose when I did it, you know. And sometimes though it's mom. Mom will go, "Hey, what the hell's going on?"
My mom's not as tough.
Your mom will be tougher on her than me sometimes.
Mom's a tough one.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Sometimes.
I've done it with her enough to know maybe when to back off or this or that, you know, and not that we definitely a long ways from that. So, but yeah, sometimes mom will have expectations too.
Are you guys usually the team traveling, or do you all travel together?
Generally, her and I will strike out first because say we're going to spring nationals, we want to get to Texas, get used to the heat, hit some practices or just some local race or local open practice, and then get over and get set up and yada yada. Mom will fly in.
Gotcha.
You know, it's more efficient that way than all of us. And then like her cutting out of work for a week or two, you know, or something where we might be literally on the road for 2, 3, 4 weeks.
So you two probably have more of the rapport. You spend more time traveling together, talking.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Logan and I too.
Yeah.
So I usually am a little more dialed in on what's going on. You
Right.
know, Mom can only kind of say something after. She doesn't know what we did to get to it, you know.
Sure.
I know 10 things that happened this week. Like, hey, we were talking about higher corner entry speed. That's right here, right now, you know.
Right.
Or arguing over a scoop tire, right? So
Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Top 2. Maybe.
Top 2
Yeah.
or top 1?
of what?
one, maybe. I don't know. It's
Let's see.
still
5
a
years from now,
jet.
you're going to be on a 250 probably.
Be close.
I like 450s more, so I might have a
450. Holy cow.
I like them.
Well, she, it's all. She's been the type that, like, you know, how a lot of kids they'll have a bike and they'll have for 2 or 3 years, and then it's time to grow and switch.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't want to let go of it.
Yeah.
She's always like, great, let's get that new bike. Let's roll.
Yep.
Bigger, better, faster, more.
That's me too.
Now that I've
Yeah, she
learned
definitely-
it, like
We've left every class 2 years early because
Yeah.
it didn't seem like there was anything more to really gain.
Like
Yeah.
my 85 right now, we're thinking about already switching to 125 because I'm like pushing it to the limit. Like
make a super mini.
I already have a super
Oh.
mini.
Yeah, he's got a super. I'm not building the 112 though. I'm not into like super expensive bikes, but he's got a
Right.
105, you know, but yeah.
I guess it depends on how we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like if she's still competitive with the boys, you better move up quick. You know, the girls' classes are retarded. 11 to 16,
Yeah,
85
it's
to
crazy.
super mini.
Oh, really?
Throw that at the boys and see how long that lasts.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
You're going to have a 16-year-old race an 11-year-old on 2 different size bikes.
Yeah,
So that's why, to me, the girls, I'm like, we might,
kind of dumb.
right, it's pretty dumb. We might take that class for a little extra track time for the day.
Sure.
Yeah,
But,
that's why we sometimes do it.
right, that's why we sometimes do that class. But I haven't seen a girls' class that's more competitive than a boys. There might be one girl that could beat you, right? Maybe you and her get into the same class, you and wins or whatever. Maybe her and Reagan enter and she beats Reagan, whatever.
Yeah.
That's different than fighting for the top 5.
Yeah.
So is there a 50cc bike at the bottom of a river in Idaho?
What?
Yeah, we got
I don't
that
know
out
what
of
you're
there.
talking
Didn't you launch a 50cc bike off a jump into the into the river? Yeah.
It's Taco Factory.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's not in the river though. Did somebody fish it out?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
How did they
There
do?
was a buoy on it, so they knew it was.
Oh, got it.
But my friend Carter's bike, he was on a junior, and he went in the lake, and the bike carried off with the tide.
Is that right? Was
Yeah.
that fun jumping into that river?
Yes, it was really fun.
Yeah.
But his bike just went away.
They
But then
found
they-
it later.
Yeah, but then they put a
And
buoy
we're like,
on
and I'm like,
there.
hey, why don't we start putting? I said, anybody got a boat bumper buoy laying around? And everybody's like, yeah, I got one. You know, like tie it on the front of the bike so we're not poking around with the stick trying to find it.
And they were and got it again.
Sierra, your bike number is number 3. How did you come up with that bike
Yeah.
number?
Tomac.
Tomac, yeah.
Tomac?
Yeah.
Finally admitted 7.5 years later.
You have been unwilling to admit that that's why you chose that number?
I've told people.
Yeah.
Never
people.
told me.
Yes,
So
I
I
have.
just, her mom had her birthday on her bike, 26. So I put number 2 on hers because her birthday's the 2nd. I'm like, all right, sounds as good as anything, right?
Right.
Good old, good old number 2. Had that about a year, and I think she was watching quite a bit of Supercross when she was like 3 or 4
Yeah.
years old, like
in the
we
pool
raced
house.
in the pool house. Yep, and the moto movies. But I was, hey, I got your new bike. We're gonna order some new stickers. Still want to go with number 2. I just said it off the cuff. Wasn't even really thinking about it. She was done it on number 3, and I'm like, all right. And so I was waiting till about now to see why she, you know, if she ever would. I knew what it was. You know, like that guy's the fastest. I better have the same thing he's got, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of funny.
What's your favorite moto movie? Which one?
Probably Moto 9 or 10 with the bear.
Yeah.
Like it says the bear, something about a bear. It's kind of funny. That's my favorite one. I think it's 10, 9, or 8.
I think 9 and 10 are our favorites too. Those are pretty good.
I still like 7 because it's got Caneville in it.
Right?
Yeah.
I love Caneville.
I wish they'd make some more of those. Those were really fun.
Yes.
Yeah, those are rad.
Yeah.
To make it to.
Maybe we should
Like
make our
2
own.
more.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that'd be
Get
good.
Laura, get Sierra, get a couple kids, get Dozer. I'll just do a trip to Caneville
Yeah.
Yeah.
or to St. Anthony. We haven't ever been there.
Where's that at?
It's right up by just north of Idaho Falls,
Oh, okay.
Rexburg.
Oh, okay.
So Rexburg's got a little spot. It's big enough, but it's a little dune spot just right in the middle of a bunch of farm fields, and it's good.
Oh, is that where
good
those
spot.
big white sand dunes are that are in the moto movie?
I think they actually did go there in one moto movie. Which one was it? 8 or 9?
Yeah, I think it was 8 or 9.
Yeah, and it had a bunch of freestyle guys.
I think you had Hodges in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was St. Anthony.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a cool looking place.
Yeah, I think Dozer's been out there before.
Yeah, they did. They went there a few months ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. Maybe that'd be a thing. I've thought of it before. I've like, yeah, why don't we take some of these kids that are, good racers, but a little wily, take them out to Caneville, see what happens, start filming it. I was thinking about asking Jared that very thing, just because, I don't know, make your own mini moto movie.
Yeah,
for
it'd be cool
sure.
if we did.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah. Well, keep us posted if you do. I'm sure you'd love to do that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need
I'm
disc for it.
Gotta bring a shovel and go to work and make a hit. And,
Yeah.
Or you find some old ones you can fix back
Like
up.
in Moto 3, I think it was. No, it was Moto 8, I think. And they were going in the alien spaceship.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that. But then they were like shoveling and stuff. I like that. It was cool.
So, without naming names, is there a rider or racer on the track that pisses you off?
In Supercross or on?
No, like when you're riding.
Oh,
No names. Just is there somebody that irritates you?
yes, but I forget his.
What do they do that makes you mad?
I think they're dirty.
They're a dirty
But I
rider.
don't race with them a lot.
What do they do? Stuff you in corners a little bit, or what?
Yeah, kind of cut me off a
Yeah.
little bit. Then kind of get it.
Yeah.
Who is somebody that you really look up to at the track?
Tomac.
Well, at the like
Oh,
somebody you ride with constantly that maybe you really look up to. Is there anybody?
maybe Jet a little.
Jet Rao?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit because he's faster than me.
Is he
But
your
we
age?
used-
Is he 9?
No, he's 10.
Is he 10?
Yeah,
Okay.
he just turned 10, I think.
In
Like
January.
yeah. He's got a good birthday. He's got a good birthday.
Did I see you actually got to ride on a track with Kitchen one time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Paris. I think, right?
Glen Helen, I think.
Yeah,
actually.
Glen Helen. I think I got him with Paris too.
Oh, you might have. Those guys have. She's actually rode with quite a few of those guys, kind of by accident.
If you ride down there a lot, you probably
Right.
run
Well,
into
what
them,
happens
don't you?
is right before outdoor season, they all show up, and everybody shows up on Tuesday at Fox. There we are training at Fox, and all of a sudden, Dee Francesca's blowing by her, right, or whatever. I got pictures of her coming around the corner with Jason Anderson at Paris.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, Jason.
You're looking at that and you're like, crap, that guy's on a 450. He's going 900 miles an hour. But if anybody's in control, he is, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, yeah, I actually trust that more. He can move his bike in the air if he wants to.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're like, wow. I mean, even if he jumped, he's not going to land on her or something, and she's moving along good enough, but it's weird to watch her and Joe Shimoda come around a corner at the same time or whatever, and they're
what
obviously passing, but
What I hate about the big bikes is when you're behind them
Yeah.
and they roost,
Roost,
you. It
yeah.
just hurts. I'm like,
I think
That's why I want
Who was
handlebars,
that?
kind of. That was Tron Kitchen.
nah, was a kid. There was somebody who got mad at you that one time because you cut them off
Oh.
and took their line away.
Yeah, it
Because you weren't
was
going to
like
give it up.
Guy in a yummy.
Yeah. I don't
That
remember who
thing
that was.
roosted.
Yeah.
Dang,
And then so they
bro.
went inside and roosted the crap out of her and said, get out of my way, kid. But just laugh.
That was at Glen Helen, I'm pretty sure. And then they said no 85s or 65s on the track, or the guys are gonna sue them.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
yeah.
Maybe no big bikes on the track next time.
What's your most favorite track?
Bunker Hill.
Still, even
Yeah.
out of the California tracks, what's your favorite California track?
There you go.
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah.
What do you like about Fox so much?
They changed it, and I like the new section they built where the it's so they changed it. It's now where the big tabletop is. You go straight, and then you turn in this way, and then you go this way, and then up, that's like a long sweeper here, and then you hit a now just a small double.
Gotcha.
Now.
I'll send you some video of that sweeper. Actually, I know, right?
It's
We were
sick.
talking
I like
about.
it.
How long until you get your brace off?
2 weeks.
You bet you're really
I'm supposed to wear a splint though.
after the brace.
No, like now.
Not right now.
But I like this more.
Oh yeah. Did they put a full cast on it at some point?
No, they put a splint on just to shear.
Gotcha.
Well, that was recently. You mean?
Right.
Yeah, full
Then,
cast.
Yeah, they put a cast.
Was it 2 or 3 weeks later,
2
whatever? They
times.
cut it off, X-ray it, and then put another full cast on
Oh really? Why did they do
Yeah.
that?
because they wanted it immobilized longer.
Oh, wasn't
It's
healing
still
quite right
kinda
or something?
tricky.
No, it was healing fine. They're just over precautious. Yeah,
Okay.
I think. I think she could have gone to a wrist cast instead of a full one, but
Yeah,
on the second go around.
it's
But
still pretty
it was
sideways.
pretty gnarly. You know.
So how many weeks total have you been in it so far?
2 months.
Oh wow.
Well, it was May
Well, yeah, 2.5 months, I'd
second
say.
or something. So a month and 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
You're healing pretty quick.
2 weeks more, and then you get to actually go ride.
Yep.
What have you got planned once you get out of the cast?
GP.
Yeah,
Yeah, just for China.
China.
Mm-hmm.
And then what for moto? What? Do you,
Fox.
yeah,
Ben Fox.
are you just gonna go for practice? Or you got a race in store.
Then practice, and then when races come out of race, guess.
What's your plan for races once you get back into moto? Like you
Train
got any?
with Caleb.
Yeah.
Because I need to get like the strength back. I need to get the strength back in my arm.
If you could ride with any pro, who would it be?
Tomac.
Have you met Tomac yet?
No.
No.
Well, I saw him when we were coming back from KTM Challenge, I think it was. And we were getting at the airport and we saw him. And I was too shy to get like a
You high-fived
picture.
him in the tunnel in the stadium.
Yeah.
You
that was
high-fived him?
another
Yeah,
day.
he was riding by on his bike. She jumped out and
Nice.
high-fived him. Then we're in the airport, and I see him. He
I
gets
went
on
to
the
go-
escalator with us, like he's from closer than me to you.
I had to throw my
And I go,
trash
Sierra,
in.
now's your chance if you want to talk to Eli. And he turned around when he heard his name because I'm standing about this far away from him. But I was kind of like, hey, you want to talk to Eli? Here he is. And he kind of looked back and kind of smiled, and she just.
Locked up a little.
So I'm trying to remember. There was that was cool. When we were at Nashville, the pros, like Josh Hill came out and he goes, "Hey, that was awesome. You were right on." She was really racing Shannon Tarnow, who's one of the faster kids in the country, and she was right on his butt in practice. And Josh Hill ran and goes, "Hey, man, that was awesome." Like he came down and started talking with her and. So the guys were really cool there, and we did the Ryan Dungey thing with Build the Bike, and that's actually a funny story too. So we're sitting there, doing this Build a Bike thing, and Ryan's kind of walking through, kind of checking out what everybody's doing. He walks up and I look up at him and he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" And he couldn't, like, he thought I was somebody he knew, and I'm like. Real quickly, I thought, I'm going to play this, right? So I'm like, man, long time no see. And he goes, I know. How long's it been? I'm like, geez, 15 years so? Wasn't it Washougal? And he's like, yeah, I think it was. Never met him before in my life, but that was funny.
That's awesome.
Right. And then every time I saw him walking around the stadium, he'd say, hey, man, what's up?
You guys are old buddies.
Old buddies, right? And I was laughing. Me and my wife, the kids were laughing because I'm like, yeah, I never met Ryan before ever in my life. Nice guy.
That's funny.
Now you're friends with him.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, but he thought, he was just sure I must have looked like somebody he remembered from the 90s.
And what's your favorite national that you've done so far?
I don't know.
You've been to Loretta's
Yeah.
at least once, right?
Yeah, twice,
Twice?
right?
My memory tells me, like, Supercross Oak Hill's like one of your favorites. Like, you really talk about Supercross.
Yeah,
He's talking nationals.
That's probably my favorite one.
That's the one she talks about. So, Ponca City. Ponca's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorites because it's just a lot of action, a lot of racing, not so much waiting around.
I don't mind Ponca.
What about Gatorback?
Oh, yeah, get it back.
Well, you went clear down to Florida, huh? How was that?
Good. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gatorback's fun.
That's where my grandma used to live, but now she lives in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, don't live there.
Florida sounds more fun than New Jersey.
Yeah.
What about Freestone? I like Freestone. It's tough. It's bloody. It's rough. It's good. It translates good for what we do
I
here.
think
You guys did both of those this year, right? Freestone and
And Oak Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
how'd you do?
good.
Yeah.
I think
Pretty good. Yeah.
pretty good.
Had
Like-
some 1-1 moto, the LCQ.
Yeah, that
She
was
was-
that was fun.
Yeah, she was in a qualifying spot in the first
And
moto.
I
There was like 78 kids in the class,
And
right?
I like high beamed the thing, and I
Last lap, second to last turn, boom. You know,
yeah,
she
I was
was
sad, but I kind of glad I kind of crashed, but not really because I got to race with Robert and like I won it, and it was really fun.
it was
I was last off the gate though.
yeah, it was crazy. We lined up. There was a rut about this deep in the sand. I'm like,
Yeah.
your pegs are going to be
beside
dragging,
it.
trying to get out of the gate, right? So we jumped over a spot, went beside him. Flagger runs up, or the gatekeeper runs up, and he starts pointing. He points out one side. He starts pointing from the outside. She's the last one, right next to the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
He gets about 2 or 3 from her, and somebody calls 2. And she'd already pulled her clutch and clicked it in gear when she saw him coming down to point at her. I'm like, okay, no big deal. They're getting the bike started. They get it started. I'm like, okay, here we go, And I figured we'd be all right. We hadn't been to LCQ in a long time. I think we went to one on an e-bike at Ponk or something, by the same thing, crash. And so he starts pointing again. He's coming down the line. He gets 2 or 3 away from her, same spot, just out of habit, clicks up again. I'm like, oh, crap. This is a grid. Now she's in 3rd gear.
Oh boy.
You could probably pull it if you knew you were in 3rd, but I knew she didn't know she was in 3rd.
Right.
Just going through the routine. I pulled my clutch in, I click up a gear, but she was already in 2nd, so she clicked into 3rd. And I started to step forward, and I'm like, God, if I touch her now, because she's the last one, and he's running for the doghouse to drop the gate.
Right.
And I'm like, God, I better not mess with her. Probably be okay. It wasn't. Off the line, right?
no.
Even though she was wound up, she didn't let the clutch out slow enough for
Yeah.
3rd gear start. Falls over into the rut, but catches her bike, but her foot's down in this rut that's this deep. Everybody's gone, right? She kind of has to jump off the bike, get it back up. Did it stall, or did you hold your clutch in?
I held my clutch in. I
Held
was
your
like,
clutch in, so it's still running.
Smart girl.
Yeah. Got on the bike, but by now everybody's around the first turn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're not going to make it out of an LCQ. That's not good, right?
Yeah.
At a national. So, a lot of time and effort Dad put in, all this, we'd already blown up one bike so far. The boot tore on the air intake, fried our mod bike. So here we are running the stock. Anyway, lots of stuff. That's how it is at nationals. Everything happens, right?
Yeah.
Anything that's going to happen there. Anyway, so I'm like, she's getting about to the first turn and everybody's in the second turn. I'm like, there's no way we recover from this. And I don't know, tell them what happened.
So I got
Dead last by 30
dead
seconds.
last, and then I just kept going, and I knew I could make it because I was in the LCQ. So I just went as fast as I could, and I knew I was up there, and I got up there to 3rd. Robert was in front of me, and then there's another kid who was like 15 seconds, I don't know, ahead of me. And I got by Robert on an inside, like we were battling back and forth. It was fun because I knew I was faster than him. And then I got by him. He was straight behind me. And then I could see the first place kid, on this. There was only 3 laps. So on those 2 laps, I made up my time. And I went to 3rd. And then I passed Robert. So I knew I was in 2nd. Or 3rd, and then I finally caught up to the first placer and passed him easy.
Nice.
And then Robert got by him. We were still battling. And then at the end, I kind of closed the door on him, I think, and then I got it. And I won
Nice.
first.
Yeah.
Good job.
But in 3 laps.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So we had some riding that
It
was,
was thrilling.
that was really good.
Yeah.
Our places weren't, I don't know, 10, 8, 12, somewhere in there, and a lot of, but I mean, 70, 80, 90 kids. I didn't feel bad about that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
not.
really. And all the top kids were there, and we didn't have the best motos in those motos. And I wasn't that worried about it. Again, more worried about how she's riding, how we're going to get better rather than where we were at.
Right.
So we weren't bad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tron, as a dad, what advice would you give to the parent of a young rider that wants to get into racing?
I mean, obviously go for it, right? That's your first thing, because you can't half-ass it, right? Yeah. You got to go for it. Whatever level that is to you. That might not be the same level as me or the next guy or somebody above us, but you do have to go for it, right? So you got to jump in. You got to get a bike. You got to get the gear. You got to show up, right? And then I think the worst thing for people is I think a lot of people that do it, they'll even do that, and you kind of have to do that. But then a lot of times people's expectation is different than reality, and the reason is they think that it's kind of like whatever. If you're playing soccer and you're 5 years old or whatever, you're all about the same level, this and that. A lot of people don't realize how much the upper racers have put time and everything in. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, they got more money," or "Oh, they've had more time," or this or that. But there's a common mistake to sit there and instead of, you need to concentrate on your rider and how they're doing and getting them to improve. If you think that they're going to step in and just start waxing everybody, that ain't going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe I'm not saying that the right way, but a lot of times I think from other sports and this and that, they think that, you just give them a few minutes, they'll be the same as everybody. Right. And 6 months later, you're like, we're not even close. Right.
Yeah.
That's where you got to double down and say, okay, we got to work on us getting better and not worrying about what other people are doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, be honest. Right. If you're not honest, right. I think that in today's world, a lot of people under 40 are not honest. Say, well, I saw it on the internet. I could do that, right?
If there was a dad of a young kid that wanted to start riding, what advice would you give to that kid's dad?
I'd probably give him some pointers and say, if you want to get faster, and as a beginner, for him, I would say some little things, maybe, to the dad and to him. To his son or his daughter. That's probably what I would do. But I wouldn't go full on stuff. You have to go fast in this corner to be really fast, because if they're just a beginner on a P-dub or something, then I wouldn't go full on. So,
yeah.
Very good.
I don't know. I'd say to do it. Yeah. Get into it. Go for it. But at the same time, know that it's the real deal.
There's no tougher kids, man.
Yeah. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to cover or mention? Did we leave anything out?
I don't know. When you were asking about the future, I think we got sidetracked a little bit.
You want to go back to that?
For moto, I think this fall, I mean, we're going to after we do this little GP thing in China, it's a big deal, but or a big fun thing. I think we're going to go back to ride, see how the wrist feels and everything, which should be fine by then.
Yeah.
I then think it's time to get back to training. And I think we're going to try and do some of the bigger stuff this fall. We haven't been to Ponca in about 2 years, and I really like Ponca. I'd like to go to that national. We've never done Minios.
yeah.
When I mentioned Gatorback earlier, we went there for a regional one time.
Oh, okay.
Not for Minios. I'd like to do that. It seems like a lot of times when we get to the spring, we kind of like, oh, eye opener, here's spring nationals, right? Now I know where we got to get to regionals, right?
Right.
And I'd like to do better this time around, like hit the fall ones and maybe go, okay, here's where we got to get to do well at spring nationals, right?
Yeah.
So I told her, since we didn't go as a 9-year-old at 65 to Loretta's, I'm going to set a new goal and maybe a tougher goal. we're going to be brand new next year in the 10 to 11 class. Usually that first year, you kind of get, beat up on a little bit by the older kids. I said, why don't we change that this year? Let's try to make it to the ranch as a 10-year-old in the 10, 11 class on 65. That's a high goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, because you're going to have Talon Henson and all these kids that are in it, Jet and everybody. Tate Brush, Shannon Turner. That's a tough class.
Right.
And they're all going to be entering in that 10, 11 class. Now, all of a sudden, the 10, 11 class is going to have a whole bunch of really fast kids coming out of the 7, 9 class.
Like Jet.
So I think that might be our new goal. Go to the fall nationals, try and do better at spring nationals, try and set the bar high enough that we could make it through a regional, get a ticket as a 10-year-old in the 10, 11 class.
Yeah.
I think that's a tall order.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Try some
10
new
exit,
things.
man. 10 exit, right? Yeah. You set high goals and
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And if we don't get them, we'll look back and figure out why. We should have been in better shape. Oh, we should have eaten better. Oh, we should have rode more. Should have trained harder. I was surprised this year. Probably before the AQ, like at the turn of the year, I'm like, when we left, when 50s are gone, we're fully on 65. Man, she's pretty good. She's pretty fast, but I don't know if we can do, I don't know if we can make Loretta's. Well, then we won the AQ, and I'm like, all right. So started working, went to Spring National. Okay, now I see what we need to do. We really started working hard. And by the time we crashed and got the wrist break, I was like, we're going to make it to Loretta's, no problem, actually.
Right.
I don't see any cons. And I wasn't saying that arrogantly. I'm just like, here's the 12 kids that are going to go. And I think my prediction was spot on, except for 1 or 2 kids that ended up getting a ticket at the last minute because 1 or 2 were out, right? Her and Billy. Billy broke his leg 2 weeks before at Sun Fair. He was riding R2. A bunch of kids, Tyler broke his wrist, but that was at Mammoth.
Yeah. But a lot of kids made it because other kids.
A few, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the list
Luke
was.
Marquis made it.
Yeah, Luke made it. I'm not saying he couldn't, but there was,
sick.
super
Really
cool
good.
that he made it. But I think a couple spots opened up. And his point being is I had a list of 12, right? Don't name any names, but list of 12. And she was on it, and that was a lot different than 6 months previous. Right?
Gotcha.
So I feel like our goal's attainable by focusing your energy in the right spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Can we make it as a 10? I know other 10-year-olds that are going to make it.
Right.
So we can too. Not girl, boy. No, I'm just saying there's going to be half of the kids that go in the 10, 11 class are going to be 10. A lot of the kids at that age go to 85.
Yeah.
So that'll happen. I've seen some kids on 65 is too big for their bike now. They're definitely going to 85, right? So there's all sorts of different things that can line up, but nothing's going to replace the fact that you got to put in the work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So you put in the work, you can make it. You got to be mentally strong. I was talking with her about that the other day about sometimes when you're out riding your mountain bike and it hurts and this and that, and you're thinking, man, this ain't doing me good. It just hurt me. I'm like, mentally tough.
Yeah.
Right. To finish your workout for the day when it doesn't mean anything. Whether we finish this bike ride or do 10 more push-ups means nothing today, but it makes you mentally tough. Besides getting you in better shape.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think that's real important to be mentally tougher than you were 6 months ago if you're going to get where you want to get to.
It sounds like you're going to have no problem getting that done. Your attitude is absolutely right. You're a killer. And I think that's a great plan.
Yeah.
But what's also sad about me breaking my wrist is in the 10 to 11 class, when I turned 10, the kids now are practicing a lot, and they're going to turn 10 too soon. And now I haven't had the experience of riding my dirt bike while my wrist is broken.
Yeah.
But you're only 2 months, right? And some kids are going to take a break after Loretta's, right?
Yeah.
So there's that.
So,
Billy broke his leg. What's he
Yeah.
going to do? He's out for 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah,
Do you think he's going to come charging back, be one of the top kids?
yeah.
Sometimes
So will you.
these kids
Like
that break
after-
stuff and they take a break, they come back harder.
Yeah.
Because they've had a nice break and they've cleared their head and they're really chomping at the bit to get back at it. I'll bet that's going to be you.
I agree with you because I was thinking of that the other day. I was like, I'm nervous, man. Are we going to be at the level we're at? This, that. I'm like, wait a minute. Right? Wait
Yeah.
a second. That's on her. And if I put my money on her, she's going to come with the fire.
I would think so.
Like,
Yeah.
man, I just missed about the ride. I got to make it.
Yeah.
You know, right? I got to get something done. So I think that's what'll happen.
You're going to twist the throttle right off that bike, I'll bet.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, we won't be riding stock
I'd
bikes
love
anymore.
to now.
Right.
Just go like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And just
She told me right when she woke up, she goes, Dad, I want that mod. I'm going to go get that 90-footer at Paris. I'm like, that was when I started to realize how mentally tough she is. Right?
like when
I'm an
I
ex-crab fisherman, so I know what it's like to be gnarly and tough and have to endure through some terrible conditions.
Yeah.
like when I worked out in the morning, I was able to do 3 push-ups with this.
Wow.
It's not.
Yeah, this morning. So I knew she was rad and could do these crazy things. And I'm like, wow, she can jump 40 feet in the air. That's super cool and everything. It was actually after the injury, I'm like, oh, she's gnarly. Like gnarly enough to say, I just completely exploded at this 90-foot jump. If I just had a faster bike or, you know,
Yeah.
can they stiffen this, you know, wrist up so I can go try again? I'm like, okay, that's that other kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
You know, the comeback sort of nice. I think we'll be all right. Yeah.
Well, we wish you guys the best of luck. I can't wait to see where you go from here.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. And I know that everybody watching is going to be watching you and cheering you on. So, yep, just get back at it. Huh?
Yeah.
Is there anybody you guys would like to thank before we close it out? Any sponsors or anything?
Sure. But only the ones I can remember.
That's all we can ask.
Let's Ride, Mitten, Fast House, Money Inc., Rhino Power, the Minton.
So that one. That's twice. ASV.
ASP.
Right. They sponsor.
And Osset Throttles, I think it's called.
T-Rex. T-Rex throttle.
I like Osset.
Crazy. Dan's not going to be happy.
Yeah, you got to thank Dan.
Dan's the one that gets you the
TX.
T-Rex.
And that's I can remember.
Yeah. You're funny.
Most of them.
What about thanking your mom and your dad
Mom
and
and
your sister?
Dad.
Those are the most important ones right there.
Huh?
Couldn't.
Coda didn't do that. She inspired you to be faster.
No.
Did something. Rode along with you in the car.
Yeah.
Made it not so boring.
So that she.
She raced at Spring-a-Ding.
What? That
She
doesn't
raced her
count.
85. She got like 9th out of like 12 kids.
Wow.
She's still a good rider. She just,
Yeah, Coda's a good rider. Not as good as me though.
I think we know.
All right.
Well, guys, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you officially, Sierra and Tron. Awesome to actually get to talk with you and hear about your hopes and dreams and stuff like that. So thanks for making the trip up here to speak with us and be on our show. Means a lot to us. And I want to tell you, especially, I think it's awesome. You are officially the youngest guest we've had and our first 65 guest. And I want to commend you for being brave enough to come on and do this interview with us. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really
I
appreciate
think
it.
it's really cool too that I get to be on TV.
Hopefully this will open the door for some younger kids, some 50 kids, and other 65 kids to come on. Because at this point, it's really been some older kids. So congratulations on being brave enough to come and do it. All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate it again, and we'll be watching.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the end of this episode on the Holeshot Hustle, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.